you need most, I do best of all. Twitch. Good morning. I'm back. Probably, less than 12 hours after we last came off stream. I'm just back working on some cards, and I figured I might as well stream it. Let's jump in. So, the last thing I was doing last night was basically building this sort of attribute check table here into the card. And one thing I noticed as I zoomed in is actually the resolution of the card generally is very low. Look at that. Look at those big lumps. Look at that staircase there. So what we're going to do is we're going to try, if we can, tripling the resolution, because ×3 would be a bit nicer. Now the original resolution I had for that was, back to Tabletopia, we should be able to find it. The workshop, objects, cards. Oh no, hang on. Create object and then card, and then that will tell me exactly. So it's 440 by 624. What's 624 times 3? If anyone wants to math in the chat, feel free. I imagine it's pretty early for people right now. I am going to be. Oh, hang on, where's me? How do I get into my chat? I've switched to creator mode. Oh, apparently I'm not live. I should be live. What bloody channel am I live on? Maybe Twitch has just gone a bit odd. Hang on. Hang about. We'll get set up and then we'll do this for a few hours today. I haven't got any plans today as far as I know. There we go. It says we're live now. Stream manager. Excellent. I'm now in the chat, so if anyone wants to chat away, float any ideas at me as we go through them, please do. That'd be nice. I've got the chat right in front of you right here. So, okay, so let's. Where were we? Let's get the calculator up. I think the battery on my keyboard's running low. There you go. Why am I on a scientific calculator? Standard, please, sir. Right. What was it? It's 440 by 624. 440 times 3 equals 1,320. This is where it gets kind of awkward because we can't go over 2,000 pixels, limited to 2,000 pixels. See, so 624 times by 3. Excellent. So we're actually just below 2,000. So we want 1872 down. I'm going to teach you a little bit of a trick here if you're ever wanting to make a template for something quick and the site you're working with doesn't give you one. I'm not sure if Tabletopia does or not. I couldn't find one. So it's 624 down. Oh, bloody hell, the sun's coming in right at the point where I need to read the pixels. What's that? It's 597. Sometimes what I like to do is get my remote and prop it under the TV, because then I can actually see. Oh, regardless of the sun being out, fuck it. It's not working today. I'm just going to drop the curtain a little bit more. Give me a moment. Can I see it now? That's the trick. Yeah, I can see it a little bit better now. Right, so I'm 597, and we want 1,872. Let's just eyeball it quickly. 1,872. Spot on, I didn't even have to eyeball it. And then, what was it? 440 times 3 was 1,320. And it's actually nearly there. Just give it a little bit of a nudge. There you go. Now our template will be 3 times larger. What I'm actually going to have to do is come out of there. We're going to have to redo that back we did last night as well, because I didn't realise, didn't zoom in on that to check what the resolution was like, and it was pretty shit as well. Right, so we saved that as card template in PNG format, right? I'm going to replace that. Now, go back to that folder. Card template, open with GIMP. Hello to whoever's watching. Good morning. Right, so our card template should be 3 times bigger now. We see up here it says 1320 times 1872. And what we can do, just to quickly check that, we go back to our object template, bring the score check in. That's going to be much better, I reckon. Problem is when I basically shrink the pixels on that as well, it can basically crush the image. So I then want to export that at a decent resolution. So from this side it looks okay. From in here it just gets a little bit pixelated. But I'm thinking the print depth will be different from the digital resolution. So I mean by print depth is basically at what distance this resolution needs to be rendered ideally for. And I know that sounds nuts. So you see how it looks pretty much fine now. Looks good now. Looks good. Oh no, it's starting to look shit now. See. So at that point, that to me in my mind is basically what size that will be printed at. Sorry, I'm making no sense. I'm really tired. But basically, that I don't think is going to be okay. I think that might be slightly off. I think when you bring that up on the screen, because to be honest, when you bring it up as a preview on the screen in Tabletopia, it brings it up to about, it's actually just a bit bigger than that, yeah, it brings it up to about that size more or less. So you kind of want to see what this thing's saying. And oh yeah, and by the way, I've just put musician in there for the time being, just to kind of show how the figures within, they'll actually be number values or a dash to say that they're not being checked. Yeah. I mean, the best thing to do, really, I know it sounds really stupid, or rather, it might not sound stupid, it might sound like the most logical thing I've said all day. Let's just take this as it is, export that as board game, objects, decks, let's just go test card, export, and then if we go to Tabletopia and basically upload that image, objects, decks, that should show us what that'll look like. Yeah, see, barely visible. Can we open this up for a preview? No. No, so what I'd actually need to do in order to do that is actually develop a quick board game and drop it in as sort of like a test item and then bring it up on the screen. Right. Oh, and the problem as well, if this is 1320 by 1872, is it's then it's is actually just over a quarter of the size of the board. It's not ideal because the resolutions actually affect how big game items show up in the game. So, for instance, limited to 2000 to 2000 pixels. I don't know if that's then going to display that 2000 pixels or whether it will display at this size. And then with the game board, objects. When you go to game board, the max size it allows here is 4000 by 4000. But I think it'll probably put it at that size. I don't know. I don't know if I can know. No, because did I actually bump off a test file for the board? Objects, board. No, I did for the tiles, but they're 4000 by 4000, aren't they? So let's whack a tile on there to see what happens. Objects, board, spring. I see, then that makes that 40 centimeters by 40 centimeters. And then the cards were what? Do they remain at like 4.62? I think they did. Let's go back and have a look. Objects, text, card. No, yeah, see that changes that then to 13.2 centimeters. So yeah, like I say, it like basically makes it a quarter of the size of the board, just slightly over. I wonder if I can resize them. Oh man, the brain source required for this is quite painful. Good, that hasn't saved them. Right. I think what I'm going to do, finish working on the game board first before I start working on the cards. That way it gives me time to mull over what I'm doing with the cards. So let's go back. Templates. Let's not worry about this one right now. I've had Fire Gang from Labyrinth stuck in my head for the last couple of days now. For such an annoying song, it's oddly catchy. Board and tile template. Let's make that into GIF. GIF? GIMP. Gimpy GIF. Giphy GIMP. GIMP. I wonder if Twitch is picking up on the fact that I'm saying GIMP and going, oh, well, that's offensive. I'm going, no, that's the name of this program. Damn it. Okay, so what I wanted to do, so let's fill it black. Okay. And then first thing we want to do is add text, I reckon. So we kind of want it to say spr-ing, if that makes sense. Spr. I want to see if that'll work anyway. Oh, got the fucking fire gang song stuck in my head. I'd stick it on if it wouldn't demonetise this. It's not even that it would demonetise it, was that it would silence the sound of it would silence the sound of the video for when I wanted to upload this to YouTube. Can't be having that. Alright. Looking kind of like that. And then if I go ing, let's get it to the same colour as that. What resolution is a 1609? 1609. Okay. We want to rotate to -90. Excuse me. Oh man, not quite. Okay, so if let's undo that. Let's change it instead of 1609. Let's go for a straight number. 1000. That still doesn't look like. Oh, but Spr will be a little bit smaller as well. Let's go into Spr and do that. It's marginally smaller, which is hopefully what we wanted because it was just overlapping the gap ever so slightly. Let's go -90. Commit that. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, baby, yeah. I reckon that's the one. I reckon if that's slightly close to the edge there, I'm going to bring SPR. Oh, just over to the right, but so slightly. A couple of pixels. There we go. Does that make sense to anyone? Okay, what we want to do, just to check that it's actually going to work. Okay, layer. Rotate that by 180. And then move that. Good times, bad food. Right, let me duplicate that one. And then if we, I think that one will be 180, so ain't got no problems. Ain't got no clothes to worry about. Ain't got no suitcase. Honestly, that song is going to kill me today. Chill it down with the fire gang. Alright. That actually looks pretty cool. I don't know if it makes sense what it's supposed to be. It looks pretty cool. Just want to check that it looks even all around. Doesn't really. I could have used a guide to make that a bit a bit better looking, but that's interesting. Right, now let's get our bird. Random assets. The bird. Stick that guy in the middle there. He's so small. Let's scale him up a bit. Okay. And then let's go. I think Spring's the only one that's actually got the colour on it. Oh, yeah. Let's go bar, bar, bar. Change that to the blue of the bird. And then we can go to fill all of these layers. Just, oh, whoops. Spring. Right. Let's export that. Objects, board, spring. Export. Export. Nice. That's our spring tile done. I think I'll go make another cup of tea and then I'll do the other 3 seasons. Makes sense, doesn't it? Right, tell you what, I'll whack up my be right back and I'll be right back. Turn it down with the fire gang. Oh, bloody fire gang. Jim Henson Fireys. Good evening, and welcome back. How are you? Alright, where were we? So we want to do summer now, so let's get rid of the bird. Goodbye, bird. What bird? The bird with power. The power of hoodoo, voodoo, voodoo, doodoo, voodoo. Bloop, bloop, boo. God, I wish this cough would fuck off. I should probably stop smoking. I might actually do what I keep on saying for years and quit smoking at some point. Alright, so that'll be some. These characters are much larger, you see. So let's bring the resolution of the font down to 1300. Let's try that. I think that might actually be the one. I might knock it up by another 100. Okay, and then we want now what size is that one? 300. Just doing my double checking. Right. Then we'll get the rotate tool. And then minus 90 on that. And we'll see where that leaves us. I kind of want to push them a little bit close to the edges. Just line up. It would be great if I could have, you know, the tops of the ends lining up nicely, but I don't think it's going to work. It's not tall enough font. Another thinking break. I've got a few pixels either side, so I'm actually going to just quickly boost the size. Let's go 1350. Does that do much? Doesn't seem to, does it? Oh wait, I've forgotten to actually select it. Yes, I have. God damn you, GIMP. Let's try that. And it might be a matter of having these at one size and then the other ones at another size. But try out a couple of different ways just to be sure. Someone please remove Fire Gang from existence. It's in my head so much right now I actually can't get rid of it. And I need to listen to it. Maybe I'll just stick my Bluetooth headphones on and listen to that while I'm working on this. That way you'd be like, what's he up to? Oh, he's just listening to Fire Gang. Don't mind him. Oh. Minus 90. Is that gonna work? Oh, not quite. I might add. Let's push this. Oh, I tried to use my mouse, but it was a bad idea. Let's push that. close to the edge. Yeah, I think it's too big now. God damn it. Probably. I think that might be what I do, what I just said, so hang on. Let's keep the mer the same. Let's shrink this a bit. Let's turn that back to 1,300. Let's bring that to there. That looks pretty comfortable for that. And then mer wants to go a bit close to this edge, doesn't it? It wants to line up with it. Ah, but it's... I actually want it to be... It's going to sound really annoying, but it's kind of... I'm not OCD, but just this little... I want that to line up with there. So in order to make that work, I'm actually just going to nudge this down ever so slightly. 1,280. You're right, I'm going to go back and look at that spring tile at some point and go, oh no, that's completely fucking wrong. 10 more pixels, I reckon. 1,002. Oh. The annoying thing with GIMP is you actually have to select part of the text you want to affect. But I guess in that way, in GIMP, you can actually affect all of the text you want to affect individually rather than affecting a whole block and having to create new blocks of text for each thing you want to edit. Look at that, so close. Another 10 maybe? Let's try it. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to go with that. That was close enough. I don't want to spend too much time just fucking around with the with that. So, we want to duplicate that, and then we want to take that duplicate and turn it around by 180. Bring that up to out there, isn't it? Okay, duplicate mer. Take that, 180. And then let's move that over and get that lined up. Oh, I don't know if I like it. Works with the spring tile, but the summer tile just looks weird. I think what I might do actually, in the long run, is just have the word on each side. Might be for the best. I mean, it looks fun. I'm looking at it up here. That looks kind of fun, but let's look at that spring tile again. Yeah, sorry, this is really early development for this game, so if you just joined development, you'll see a lot of this, me basically starting something and going, oh, but really? Spring tile looks fun. This was summertime I put together last night if you didn't catch that. And maybe I could take this and do a quick test. So some are there, there, and there. So that you can see it from all four angles and it's a clear word. Let's try that. I don't hate it. Let's quickly just set up a grid for this. Grid. Where's my grid settings? I need white grid mat. I need a white grid mat. What's 4,000 divided by 40,000? Yes, that's fine. That'll work because then I can just snap these. Ooh, ooh! I did it wrong. Let me just take the text. No, I just snap to grid, don't I? Snap to grid. Snap that to the middle. Oh, I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I fucked with the game, and now it is broken. Oh, baby, baby. Right, and let's duplicate this 4 times. Duplicate. Duplicate. Duplicate actually only needs to duplicate it 3 times. That's 3 times. 90. There, like that. And we go this one. We go minus 90. And then sorry, I got a bit confused what part was that then. 180 for this one. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. That does look somewhat better, doesn't it? If I take the grid off. Where is it? View grid. And what I might do is angle all of the images to the corner, to the inside corner, so that way they kind of do look like corner pieces. So, for instance, let's go. Let's drop or make the dog back in. Random best, let's say that. Yeah. Surf dog. Let's drop surf dog in. Scale him up just a little bit. Oh. Oh, bollocks. Yeah, I forgot to. You may have noticed every time I go to scale something, what I tend to do first is click on a different layer and then back on that layer, because if I don't, then it does some weird shit and I don't quite understand it. Okay. And then image, view, show grid. So now we can take this, actually get that locked to the middle, which is there. Yeah. And then what we do is we go into our rotate tool, and then if we go, what is it, 45 degrees? Yeah. And then if we go, what we're looking for, yeah, let's get rid of the grids now. And now what we want to do is actually get these, put them in the colour of the dog, which is that one. I'm actually going to get rid of these, make my life much easier rather than having to fill them all. Let's get our grids back. Oh, actually, hang on. We get that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. This one. Rotate that by 90. Let's stick the grid back on. It's harder to eyeball. Yeah, we're miles off. Okay, this one. Take that one by -90. And then take this one. Oh, why am I doing that? That one's 280. Okay. I'll take the grids off. Image, view, the grid. That to me looks a little bit better and will look a little bit better on the board, I reckon. And if we go on to spring again, so we'll export this as the summer tile. And then let's redo the spring tile from scratch, to be honest. Sorry to keep on going over the same ground over and over again. Feel free, if you're watching this on playback, to just skip forward several hours to when I'm actually doing something other than farting about the same 2 tiles. Hey, what you doing? Hey Melchen, I'm actually developing a board game at the moment. It's a kind of a Dungeons and Dragons game, but you play the life of a musician. And at the moment, I'm just developing all the different little bits for the board itself. So these are like the tiles. I started last night. Look, I'll show you. Oh no, where did I put it? Where did I forget to save the board? Hang on, object 7. Yeah, I did. I completely fucking forgot to save the board that I started working on last night. But that's okay. We'll get back to that. But yeah, I've been working on it for the last few weeks. We've got all of the cards sorted. We've got a rule book. We've got everything. I'm just starting to build these assets and then upload them into Tabletopia, and then we can start testing them. So that should be pretty fun. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of like a Monopoly board, but yeah, you basically pass over a season on every corner. So it's a bit like Monopoly times 4 in that way. Yeah. Oh, Tabletopia is like a game engine. No, I'll show you. Tabletopia. If you're a game developer and you want to make like tabletop games, I'm in the workshop right now. So Tabletopia generally is like an online platform that's completely free, and you can just go on and play board games, and you can play like games that people have made. So there's some pretty like top level developers on here, but then absolute beginner developers. And then you've got loads of like classic games like chess. You got like Settlers of Catan in here and all sorts of stuff. It's a really cool platform. I highly recommend just going on and playing, and you can just join online games to play with random players online. But then they've also got this feature which is the workshop, which means you can build your own board game. So it's so very cool. So yeah, go check it out, man. Yeah, and thanks for coming and checking out the stream. That's really sweet. But yeah, so basically when you go on here though, you've got to go on to, hang on, the workshop, objects, create object, and then when you go to the board, all it lets you basically do is upload an image. So what I'm kind of doing is I've got one big 4000 by 4000 grid, which is in here. So I can work on that, and then I can build tiles and then shrink them and stick them on the board to a grid, and then upload that final image to here, and that'll be a prototype. I'm only actually prototyping at the moment because there's loads of testing that needs to be done before I actually start to develop the finished game. But I need to test it, so I thought the best way to do that is to build a digital prototype. That way, me and my friends and any followers on here, I've got 6 followers now. Woo! Yeah, we can basically play the game, so that'll be a laugh. So I reckon that'll be ready in about a week or so. I don't know how long yet, but yeah, I think the cards, uploading the cards is like 370 cards or something. And that's a lot of different cards. I've got to upload them individually and make them all individually. So there'll be a lot of streams before we get there, but does give us a chance to hang out. Spring, spring, spring. You have 7. I love to develop a game board. I have a lot of games in my mind, but I don't know how to start. Oh, that makes sense, right? Oh, thank you for following as well. Yeah, honestly, the best place to start, because board games are kind of like the simplest format. I tried to start this game as like a video game and then a book, and then none of it was working. Board games are really simple because all you really need are like physical things that like help you play the games, whether that's like the board, the pieces that go on the board, the cards, and then a rule book. And it's really up to the players to kind of imagine themselves in the game and kind of be aware of the rules in order to play the game. It's kind of old-fashioned now. Most people enjoy having a video game that kind of like does all the automation for them. But board games are a little bit less like that. You just got to have a bit of thought of like, okay, so if that happens, what if that happens? And that's why testing for board games is really important. If you have loads of ideas, like, send some over and like we can chat through them while I'm working on this. I think the best thing about like development, especially on the ground floor, is that people share ideas and share knowledge and stuff. There's one thing I noticed while I was working in the music industry. Everything's so protected for no reason whatsoever. Everyone's like, oh no, I can't possibly let my friend have like contact to this person, or oh no, I couldn't possibly ask this person to support me, or things like that, or just generally like up themselvesness, and yeah, that's so frustrating, man. It's unnecessary, but in the gaming industry, I think it's a little bit different. Oh, you're from Mexico. Very cool. No, your English is great, man. I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah. Hang on. Let me see if I have any bold British criticism. No, you actually text pretty much like a British person, mate. You're all right. You speak really good English, or at least you text really good English. I'm autistic, so I sometimes talk very, very fast. So if I talk too fast, just like tell me to shut up. But no, I'm from the UK. I'm actually from a town called Milton Keynes, which is kind of a bit of a metropolitan commercial experiment. But yeah, I'm from the kind of it's a new city, brand new city. Only became a city like last year. But it's like 10 miles squared, like 10 miles by 10 miles. There's like 250,000 houses or something here. It's not a lot. Alright. Spring. Before we do that, let's get rid of the surfing dog. Sorry, Surfing Dog, you are not needed here anymore. Spring. Duplicate. Oh, no. Before I do that, I want to put it in that font colour. What was it? It was the darker blue, wasn't it? Spring. Now I can duplicate them. 2 and 3. Don't understand. Writing little practice. Nice. Yeah, this is my first actual game. I've done a few little projects before just for fun, just messing around with different engines and stuff. But it's the first one I've gone, I'm going to develop this to the end now. It's kind of a little bit intimidating, but I've been in the music industry a long time, so I just know if you like chip away at a project until it starts to make sense, then you can smooth out the edges and make it a finished product. The hardest thing is getting started, the second hardest thing is carrying on, and the third hardest thing is actually finishing. Everything else is just laborious, but enjoyable. You've got to make it fun for yourself. But yeah, this is the first game I've worked on, and actually there's a lot that goes into it that I didn't consider when I started, and that's why it started as a video game and then very quickly stopped being a video game idea. So I do not have the time, the money and the knowledge to actually do this. Why has transition from music to game development? I haven't transitioned to game development. I'm just a generally creative person. I still work a lot in the music industry. But yeah, I had this idea just as something to do, and it's kind of gotten a bit out of control. But yeah, no, I'm in a couple of different bands. One of them's called Coda Rushing. That's Codarushing, Coda Rushing. And then I'm in another one called Bread and Dripping Experience. And then I also produce my own music under the name Billy Nomad. Yeah. Music is kind of my main thing. But I wanted something to do, so I'm going to be moving on to a boat either this year or next year, hopefully. And so I was just looking for all sorts of different things that I can do just to enjoy life a little bit more. I stopped working full time in like 2018, and then stopped even working part time in 2019, and just transitioned over to like a more creative life, which is a much poorer life, but you know, swings and roundabouts. I do have a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel for this, I don't think it's actually got a. Don't think it's got like a URL yet because I haven't got any subscribers. Hang on. But yeah, it's called We Are Musicians. Yeah, no subscribers. We Are Musicians. I'm just like uploading these development logs. There's also a Billy Nomad channel. Oh, Billy Nomad. There's my latest single, Back to the River. Feel free to go check that out. It's only had 15 views. Famous! There's a single I put out last year, 77 views now. Super famous. And there's a couple of other songs on there. There's some live performances. They'll be from many years ago. Very, very drunk and half naked on stage. That's the Billy Nomad stuff, and that's all under Billy Nomad. And then Coda Rushing. Yeah, I don't think we actually have a channel for this, but there's all our music and stuff. Oh no, actually, no, we do have a YouTube channel. Yeah. This music video is everyone's favourite, and as you can see, that's had 807 views. We're stupidly famous. But yeah, feel free to go check those out, man. I was going to say, yeah, Bread and Dripping doesn't really have anything much out there at the moment. If you search for it, you'll find it. But we're actually working on releasing stuff for next year at the moment. But yeah, how about you? Do you play some music? What do you do? So you're a game developer? Tell me more about yourself, man. While I stick our weird bird in. Hang on. Objects, board. No. Not that one. It's random assets, isn't it? bird face. Okay, let's scale this guy up a bit. Alright, and then we want to rotate that. Oh, minus 45? Is it going to be minus 45 or is that going to be... No, yeah, that's right. That is absolutely correct. I have you know. Can I put the links in the chat? Oh, sorry, mate. Yes, abso-friggin-lutely. So, by the way, this is the holding music. That's the channel link for that. Got it. That's the YouTube channel for this game development. And then there's Silence Billy. There's my self-produced music, which is all a bit weird. And then Coda Rushing. There's that channel. That's the Coda Rushing channel, but that doesn't have much of the music released on it because we started to release commercially. So, which is great because this album here, 96, has had over 250,000 streams. It's absolutely nuts. I don't know why I wasn't like properly commercially releasing sooner. But yeah, apparently 96 is really big in Argentina. I've never been to Argentina. I don't know anyone in Argentina. But yeah, apparently quite big in Argentina. So yeah, there's the links. First one's to this YouTube channel. Second one's to my self-produced stuff. The third one is the Coda Rushing channel, and then the fourth one's the Coda Rushing music, basically. Thank you for asking, by the way. It's very sweet. I'm a graduate in communication science. I love photography. Oh, nice. My dad's a photographer. Always wanted to create a game, although I imagine a video game over time became more interested in board games. Yeah, absolutely. I think board games are a good place to start. The problem I found, well, because literally it was like 2-3 weeks ago, I was like, right, okay, let's start development on this. The idea is mould enough, you know, which doesn't usually last a long time for me. And yeah, I downloaded the Unreal Engine. And I'd like literally spent like 5 minutes on it. I was like, no, I can't do this. And then I downloaded Quest. Have you seen Quest? Quest is basically a game book maker. So if you want to make a game, but yeah, you're my first subscriber. You're a subscriber. That's awesome, man. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. I'm so happy for that. Thank you. I've never had a subscriber before. Yes, you can see this is where I was making it in thing. But as you go into here, let's just go into this one here. Basically, it asks you to do a lot of code, and I was like, whoa! I thought this would be nice and simple. Like, you just write a paragraph and go, if this happens, go to this paragraph. If this happens, nope. Pretty sure you can do something simple like that, but when you go into, say for instance, scripts, and then you're like, okay, well I want something that happens, then you have to add a script, and oh man, no, it's even giving me PTSD just being here. Go away. Excuse my cough. I've had a chest infection over the last couple of weeks, and I'm still smoking because I'm a fucking idiot. Excuse me. Oh my god, I'm so happy I have a subscriber. That's really made me happy. That YouTube channel is going to explode. I reckon that's the spring tile done. Let's take the grid off. looks right. Export, replace. Yeah, it's just a little bit tidier, isn't it? It's just a little bit tidier. You subscribe to all the channels? Yes! I'm so glad you came in today. It's been very valuable for me. Very valuable indeed. Whoa. Right, autumn. Autumn is the next month in the year. Obviously not after spring. We started with spring and then went summer and then went back to spring. Clearly, I have no idea how the year works. Autumn. Feed grid. Oh, right, now what we need to do is find an autumn-related picture in order to shove in the middle of this as a placeholder. Did I do well in math? Okay, so try that. Oh yeah, literally starting is the most difficult thing to do because you talk yourself out of it in so many different ways, don't you? It's like there's so many projects music-wise that I've done over the years where I've just kind of like gotten nearly up to the day and just gone, oh no, I can't do this. No, I guess I won't be doing this then. And it's a horrible thing to happen because it's like it's such a confidence knock, and then so it's going to be harder next time you go to do something. So I found the best thing to do is to do things sometimes even if you know they are likely to fail, just so that you can basically have a bit of experience in sort of dealing in a treacherous environment. I don't recommend basically like doing things that are destined to fail, but if you're doing something that you go, yeah, could succeed, could fail, there's nothing wrong with getting involved in that. I know lots of people that are basically creatively crippled because they won't do anything unless they know it will definitely succeed, which is so unlikely. It's so unrealistic. You can't put together a board game without a budget and hope that hundreds of thousands of people, or even one person. I'm very lucky that you've stumbled across me. I really am. Yeah, you can't put out a board game on a zero budget and hope that even one person's going to find it. You can't. So there's got to be some sort of commitment to the idea there, and like I'm doing, trying to promote it in some way through Twitch and other things like that, and telling all my friends about it. We've got loads of people that have volunteered for the playtesting already, so I'm really excited about that. What kind of music do you like? I'm really into like punk and to be honest, my favourite type of music at the moment is like soul music. My favourite song is, at the moment anyway, What You Need Most, I Do Best of All by The Temptations. It's an absolute banger. I'll stick it in the chat for you. I unfortunately can't play it on this channel. I may have already gotten myself muted for playing my own song there for a second. What you need most. Oh yeah, I actually started the stream by singing that. Temptations. Yes, I've got the caps on. I've got to be very careful. Shush! But yeah, man. Check this tune out. It's such a tune. Do you like all music? Do you like classical though? So that's the real test of someone, if they like classical or not. If they say classical's boring, then they probably don't like certain avenues of jazz. Like, it's met a Russian rapper. That's really cool, man. I used to follow quite a few musicians on Twitch. There was one guy, I can't remember what his name was, but I used to basically tune in most nights to listen to him just because he was a nice guy. He was a cool guy. And so just stick him over in the corner while I was working and just have him playing. Like, who's your favourite? Who's your favourite singer? Or like band, or like what's your favourite song? Favourite song is such a hard question, so feel free to just ignore that one. Oh yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to get an autumn-related picture. So in order to do that, we want domain. Let's go. I reckon just leaves. Let's say autumn leaves. Nah. I'm just going to let the gods decide. I like the bird and the dog. So maybe we can find another weird animal related one in here. Oh, by the way, this site, if you're ever lacking just like a placeholder image or an image that doesn't have any copyright associated with it, this is really handy. It's called Public Domain Vectors. I use this a lot for various different projects just when I need like placeholder images and stuff. What we got? Oh, that guy's creepy. Look at that creepy. That creepy mofo. Look at 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 that creepy mofo. What you need most. Maybe a cat hanging out behind a pumpkin. It's a perfect autumn image. I'm on page 2 and I haven't found any crazy animals yet. Maybe this strange anime lady walking a dog. Is she walking a dog or a rabbit? Is that a dog or a rabbit? Cast your votes now. My guess is rabbit. Definitely looks like a rabbit. Queen, nice. Yeah, AC/DC, Metallica. L3. Oh, I haven't heard of them. Oh man, you're obviously going to know loads of Mexican bands and stuff that I've never heard of. Honestly, even some UK bands, like some American bands, I live so hard under a rock that some people go, "Have you heard of Motley Crue?" And I go, "Who?" But no, I have heard of Motley Crue. I'm going to write this down on the box. L3. Los Caligaris. Is that how it's said? Caligaris? Los Caligaris. AJR, I've never heard of them. System of a Down. Classic, man. I saw that clip yesterday where the dude's guitar breaks just into the intro of the song. It's hilarious. You've never seen that. Just put like System of a Down when your guitar breaks on stage or something like that. Rammstein are awesome. They actually played in my hometown last year, or I think it might have been the year before. I think it was last year because like we were in pandemic the year before. But last year they came and they had like these big towers like set up all around the stadium that they were playing in. They were all like shaped like dicks and stuff. And he came out riding a cannon in the shape of a dick. And then, like at this point in the song, the cannon just started firing foam all over the audience, like swinging around, and then all the dicks around the stadium just started spurting this white foam everywhere, and it's like, Jesus Christ! It's like absolutely insane behaviour. Rammstein, some band music, some music from different countries. It's like, if it's a cool song, I heard it. Oh, I don't. That last sentence doesn't really translate. It's like, if it is a cool song, I heard it. I think you mean if it's if you like it, it's a cool song. I think that's what you're trying to say. I don't know. Sometimes I just spaz out on my keyboard, so like you may have done that. So L3, Los Caligaris, and AJR. Sweet. I'm gonna check them out after the stream. Yeah. Thank you for that. This damn bird. I'm tempted to use this one, but no. I feel like that's a silly idea. What animals can we associate with autumn? Obviously not a weird owl sitting under a tree. I might just have to go really boring and go one of these leaves. Damn my boring self. Oh, Tenacious D are awesome, man. I remember my brother got the Tenacious D CD taken off him by our folks when we were like, I was like 10, like 11, and my parents had got him like Tenacious D's first album, and he was playing it in the house, and I think it was like track 1, well, karate, I'll kick your ass. And my dad comes upstairs like, what the fuck is this? What are you listening to? And he's like, oh, this is the Tenacious D album. And he went, no. And he took the CD, took it downstairs, like, basically, I think, basically burnt him a new disc with, like, basically all the tracks that he'd approved. It's like state-approved Tenacious D. So, yeah, nuts. But there was other, they were really shit hot on the music he was listening to around that time, because there was a lot of stuff that was coming out that was just like, for the first time in a generation, really being over the top. Man, I can't find what I want. What do you suggest? Should I just stick a pumpkin in there? That's kind of Halloween-y. Not Halloween-y, like, I want something that kind of says autumn. And I don't think anything says autumn like a nice orange leaf, but that's kind of a boring sort of placeholder for this card. And I know it really doesn't matter that much, because it's only a placeholder. I suppose it's about picking the right leaves, isn't it? I might go for something like that. Something that's more like... I don't even know how to describe it, or sketch work rather than clear digital image. So I would go with that, but that looks shit. God damn it. Oh, yeah. Even like a song I added to playlist. I am one of those weird people that just doesn't playlist. I don't have any playlists anywhere. I have a massive record collection, but I don't have a playlist of any sort. I say massive record collection. My record collection is tiny compared to some people's. But yeah, that's just about the only playlist I have. I just kind of like flick through and go, that one. Yeah. Basket of fruit. That's a good shout. Fruit basket. Should we just stick a kiwi in there? Just be the odd kiwi. Only me and you will get the reference. We'll be like one of two people. We'll be two of two people in the world. Ah, look at that. That kind of conch shell full of fruit, one of which is a pumpkin. You, sir, are my hero. I will give you no money towards the production of this game, because I have no money. Open with GIMP. Oh my god, that's fucking tiny. It's 48 pixels. No, thank you. What you need most. I saw one identical to it next to it. I wonder if one's small and the other one's large. Just tell me what the resolution is on this page. Tell me what the resolution is on this page, please. I reckon they're exactly the same. So I click on the first and the second one. I clicked on the second one. Is it still 48? Oh, it's smaller? Christ on a bike. I really like that image. Look how tiny it is. It's so tiny. Don't know what the fuck's happened there. Basically did not enjoy being converted because the resolution was far too small. See, we can find something very similar to that though. That would be ideal. See, that's fairly similar. It's pretty much going for the same thing. Trophy foods. Oh, this is trophy fruit. Don't worry, mate. Your English is better than mine at this point. Oh. Space figures more than 200 board games. Oh wow, you really like board games then? Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, you might actually be able to help me out with some ideas then, because like, obviously I've played a fair amount of board games. Oh, this one's smaller, but I haven't ever developed a board game, so I haven't really looked at board games in the sense of development. So maybe I can pick your brains at some point. That would be awesome. Don't follow me at all. It's a fruit bowl. It's not quite what we're looking for. Because I know what you're saying. I mean, we don't really have it as much in this country because we don't have a lot of like fruit-bearing trees, and the ones we do tend to be quite perennial. But yeah, I suppose in a lot of the more tropical countries, it gets to autumn and that's kind of fruit harvesting season, right? That's where all the plants are going, I need to breed, so they're putting out all their colourful fruits. So yeah, it makes sense. It says why they have like harvest festivals and things like that in America. I think they have like spring harvest festivals in places like America, don't they? They might have like fall as well. Ah, this little bow with a banner. Oh Christ! The search for fruit continues. My brain! My brain! Oh, that's it. Fuck this. We're having the goofy eggplant. Please be a high enough resolution. Please be a high enough resolution. Oh. Ah, that's better. It's these 4 or 5 times the resolution of the other ones. There you go. That's our autumn guy. Eggplant. Do eggplants actually like harvest in autumn though, or am I just breaking the canon of the universe here? Desktop, board game, random assets, eggplant. Eggplant. He's the eggy of the plant. He's the eggy person. Delete that. Let's bring in our eggplant friend. First, we must close him here. Oh shit! Yeah, it's still pretty small, but it's okay. We'll scale him up a bit, see what it does. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. He does alright scaling up. Maybe I was worried about nothing, and maybe those other ones would have scaled up pretty nicely. So who knows? Let's see, because it's really bad when you zoom out and then when you zoom in. Yeah, zooming out, it gets a little bit compressed. Zooming in, it gets a little bit pixelated, but that's fine because these are only placeholders. Okay, and then if I take this and I change the font color to this lovely dark purple. I actually probably want kind of this lovely shadier purple. Oh no, hang on. What am I doing? I've pressed the wrong button. I've done it wrong again. I've done it wrong again. Oh! Oh, stop it, Bilbo. There you go. Then we can duplicate that 3 times. Duplicate, and duplicate. I reckon. Oh, it's almost time for more tea. Almost time for more tea. Right, let's turn this one to the 90. Grab that. That up there. Let's grab that one. To the -90. Nice. And then this one will make 180. And then shove that up. Oh, I've gone and done it now, haven't I? Alright. Then we take out eggplant here. What's halfway between 90 and 180? Is that 135? Is it? So 90 to 100. 10. So it's 90. It's half of 90, 45. So would it be it'll be 135, yeah. There's a 45-degree angle over the 90, so we take away that 10, it's 35. So 135 degrees. So, and we want that to be facing that corner, so that's that is 135. So let's look at me math, Ma. That's what we wanted. Okay, and then view degree. Oh, no, I need to actually commit that. Autumn's done. Let's put as autumn. Right then, on to the last season tile. I'm quitting for the day. I am doing the board tiles, kind of making them so that the 4 seasons are at the corner, and as you're going around them, you can sort of the pictures are pointing towards the middle. Okay, so again, let's fuck all these off. Then we'll change this one to winter. Oh, me and my fingers. Oh, piss you. Sorry. Piss you. Winter? The season of coldness. Oh, great. Oh no, it's going to be really hard to get this in the middle because it's... No. Is it? That's the middle, Christ. Alright then. Winter image then. I think now I understand which you mentioned. Yeah, that's it. It's just a square board. 12 by 12 track. I think Monopoly's 11 by 11, but I decided to be a bit different. I go 12 by 12 and be just a Monopoly grid basically. And what happens is, so it has 2 types of players. It has people who are interacting. They have characters. It's kind of like, so it's an RPG interactive board game. You have people who are playing as characters in the game, and so they're rolling the dice and moving around the board. And then you have another type of character in the game, another type of player, who's the band manager. And the band manager is very much like a dungeon master is, or a guild master, whichever country sort of you know of, like the Dungeons and Dragons rules. But they will be sort of like facilitating the game for all the other players. So when you land on a particular tile, you draw a card. The card tells you what's happening in the story. The player makes a choice. How they make a choice, and the outcome of the choice affects their game later on down the line. And there's all sorts of things. There's career cards. There's random encounters. There's talents. So like they're like perks. And then you've got so finance cards, and that's everything to do with your money. And then you've got press cards, and that's everything to do with like gaining attention. I'm really eager to sort of see this come together. But yeah, it's definitely sort of like the board aspect of it is so based in Monopoly. It's got to be sort of like infringing on some license somewhere. But yeah, I don't know if it is. I'm pretty sure they don't own a patent on a square board, and if they do, mine's 12 by 12, so shush. Okay, so winter. What are we thinking about with winter? Let's just type in winter again, see what happens. Ooh, a shoe. And disembodied scarf and hat. Yes! Yeah, you've absolutely nailed it. That's exactly what. To be honest, as I've been going through it, and as I've been developing the card side of it, I've been leaning very heavily on sort of my experience of the game of life. Not a lot of people know that a game in this country. I suppose you're in Mexico, so you guys must have had it a bit more over there. We didn't really have the game of life in this country. I had one friend that had it, which was like an American import. They basically bought an American version that had been shipped over here, but then they released it as an app randomly like a few years ago, so you could get it for free on the App Store, like the Game of Life. But yeah, I was really inspired by that. How you kind of you have a career, like you have properties and things like that, and so and you get college degrees, and so there's all sorts of things in this game. You can get driving license so that you can buy bigger transport. You can buy houses. You can buy recording studios. You can really sort of like. I'm being really careful about the phrasing, because as a developer, you have a lot of responsibility for the imagination of your audience. And so I'm being very careful not to call it an open world game, because it's not. But what I want it to feel like for the player is that they've kind of got the world in front of them, and they can do whatever they want with it, but they can experiment with it. So it's very cool. Oh, you actually have. Is there different versions of the Game of Life? I know the one that's. I think it's kind of like a mountain. There's like I think there's like a mountain path in it somewhere. I know it's like there is like a figure of 8 part in it, and then there's a bit where it goes like over some mountains. And I think that's like when you're middle aged or so, which I found quite funny. But yeah, I didn't realise there was more than one. That's the classic. Got ya. Yeah. No, that's a really cool one. I really liked how there's a lot of different physical elements to the game, and as you follow the board around, like you're not just going around a track. And what I'm thinking about with this game, once I've developed it into testing, is then to kind of experiment with the board mechanics a little bit. But the whole idea of it basically being 10 years, so that's the length of the game. It's 10 circuits of the board. Every player gets 10 circuits of the board, and so that's kind of like the whole idea of a year works perfectly on a grid, because then you've got the 4 corners of the seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter, spring, summer, autumn, winter. Every time they pass the spring tile, you deduct a year from them. Once they've gone around 10 times, they're done. Their score gets calculated. Whoever gets the highest score wins. But there is loads and loads and loads of opportunities to go bankrupt and stuff, which is just the whole point of Monopoly, really, isn't it? Was to show people how easy it is to make dumb decisions in business. I really like the Frosty Bear guy. I just caught him out of the corner of my eye. Have one in combination with Bugley. What's that then? Oh. A bugle? Bugle? Bugly. I trust you when you say Bugly. Yeah, see, this is the board I remember. Yeah. No, it's not though. I think it might have been this one. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, because it's the yellow and the red squares. That ticky thing, yeah. Yeah, I like that instead of rolling a dice. The fact that you have something in the middle that you go, right, there's... Oh, Boogle. Boogle? Boogle? Excuse me. Bloody cough. I cannot find it. Boggle. Boggle! You meant Boggle. You meant Boggle, damn it. Is it this one? The game of life adventures, your story in the cards. Yeah, see, I love the narrative in cards thing. I've played a few different RPG board games where the narrative is like basically delivered in the cards. And I really do admire that. Because then it's not you kind of having to imagine so much. Please be a big bear. Oh, it's a massive bear, look. It's the biggest bear anyone's ever seen. Look how huge that bear is. Export as... game witnesses. Cold bear. Export. Right, so let's bring our cold bear friend in. Oh my god, they're fucking tiny! What the hell's going on? Oh, piss. That is not going to scale up nicely. Well, yeah, I don't think the cold bear's on our side, mate. The cold bear's against us. Oh, nice, you sent the link. Let's have a look at this. Please don't steal my IP address, thank you. You're saying it should be. Oh man, it's only $20. That's actually really good for a board game. Pop-O-Matic Trouble Game. That's really cool, actually. So what do? Do you kind of play the game of life, but at the same time you're playing Boggle? It's nuts. When the game of life meets trouble, get all three of your cars home first. Oh, that's cool. So it's basically like a race to completion game like Hungry Hippos, but also with elements of game of life. That's pretty cool. What, do you have to drive around and then like park your cars? So it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I forgot the pegs in the car. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, I love the little car pegs. So many children in that car. Alright, Winter Bear is not working for us. Maybe the penguin? Everyone loves penguins, right? Everyone loves the penguin. Freezing penguin. Well, apparently that penguin's fucking massive. Yeah. I don't know why that bear said it was like 100 pixels by 100 pixels. Then when I opened it up, it was like 4 pixels by 4 pixels. Like, what the fuck? There's double game man assets. Freezing penguin. PMJ. Nice. Nice. Still, they're a tiny penguin. I suppose this backdrop is 4,000 by 4,000. It's going to be very rare to actually find an image of that size. Just around a bit of clip art, you know what I mean? And I'm glad the penguin basically doesn't show up. That's fun. Right. I'm going to rotate that. So it's going to be minus 135. Yeah. That's where we want it. And then winter. Let's change the font colour. What do you reckon? Blue or red? We've already kind of got a blue one, so let's try that red. I could try red and then green, then red and then green, but I feel like that'd just be too much. Duplicate, and one more. Duplicate again. Aquamarine. Yeah, see, yeah, kind of the... Yeah, that's not really aquamarine, that's more turquoise. Huh. Let's try the aquamarine thing, shall we? Seeing as you are supporting me so dearly. It's gonna be kind of around there, isn't it? It kind of needs to be in that place where people are, I don't know if it's green or if it's blue. It's blue. That's green. That's aquamarine. Like that. That's actually a cracking idea. That's a good colour. Well done, dude. Duplicate layer. Let's get our rotisserie on. God, these are going to be a bastard to line up. Ain't got no problems, no problems. Ain't got nothing to worry about, nothing to worry about. Ain't got no suitcase or jewelry or something. Oh, no, what am I doing? What am I doing? I always get to this point with these where I'm like, okay, now 180. I say always, I've done like 4 of these today. Almost every time I've gotten to the point of going, right, that one needs to be 180, and then my brain just goes, what? What you want me to do what? Alright. So, let's go green. Yeah. Alright, export as winter. Nicely done. Right, now what I'm going to quickly do, which I did do last night, but I seem to have fucking deleted it because I'm a prick, is... No, that's fine. Now, go into... See, I'm sure... Yeah, no, clearly not, because it would be in there. So, fair enough. Let's open that again. We'll give... Keep on calling it. No! Damn my slippery fingers. Keep calling it GIF, but it's GIMP. Gimpy GIMP. 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 Shade grid. Image. Configure grid. Now, yes, that's what I want to do. It was. I actually did this calculation last night, but I can't remember what it is. 4,000 divided by 12. It's 333, and we went with 333.33. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. And then we've got snap to grid on, haven't we? No, we haven't, but let's do that. And then let's bring in each of those tiles one by one. Objects, board. Spring. Sorry about that loud bing next to your ears. I'm just going to put my phone on silent so it doesn't happen again and deafen you. I realise it's like literally right next to the microphone. Sorry, guys. Alright, now I'll get the scaling tool. Click on that, and then I want to make that 333.33. Enter. Then go down here and look. It's a little bit pixelated. That's okay, because that'll be the maximum print depth, which is the word I made up earlier. Alright, so that's that. And then stick summer tile down. And then same as, scale that down to 333.33. And then, oh, wax spring back on there. Alright, and then autumn, summertime, and the weather is easy. Riding, oh no, I can't put, oh, god damn it. What a bloody fool! No! Sorry about this. I do need to take a break in a minute. I've just been, this is a little bit too long without a break. Scaly, scaly. Again. Go to the top. Let me grab it. I'll actually grab that one. Autumn. Right. And then last one then. Last one for the moment. $333. Oh, okay. Right on top there. Excellent. So there's the winter tile in. So season tiles for the prototype. They're in, lads. They're in. We got the bird, we got the dog, we got the eggplant, and we got the penguin. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. I'm quite pleased with that. One thing I do want to do quickly, is the middle divisible by anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So it's divisible 4 by 4, I think. Or is that not the middle? Is the middle actually the 6 by 6 region? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, it's probably for about 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Oh, actually, no, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 by 8. So every times that by 8. 2,666.66. Okay, 2,666,666, and the reason I want to do that is because I did actually originally throw up some concept logos. So I think what we'll do is throw one of them in the middle. Let's bring these previews up a bit bigger. We want a singer. Yeah, you can help me pick if you like, dude. So we've got like a singer, we've got people on decks, we've got guitarists, we've got someone on a harp. Quite like this one with the kind of rapper. But then again, I also really like this one for obvious reasons. Look how fucking cool that is. Oh, it is a linear board, yeah. So yeah, basically, these will be the runs. So you'll be going from spring to summer, and then I'm just going to basically put an image in the middle just for the time being, just as a placeholder. I think that's what you're asking. Yeah, which one are you thinking? Do you think the rapper, or do you think the bassist? Rapper or bassist? See, I'm a drummer, so I am tempted to go with the drummer, actually. Let's see how that looks. But yeah, let me know which one you think's best. So I scaled that. What is it? 2,666.66. They are all cool. I am quite happy with them. They're all courtesy of a site called Placeit, which kind of helps you make product mock-ups and different things like that. So that's probably a little bit big. I actually probably want about half the size of that. So hang on. Let's go back to my calculator and go 4,000 divided by 12 times by 4, 133. Oh, I should have fucking known that, shouldn't I? I said that. You fool! 1,333.33. There you go. Then, is that the middle of the board, or do I deceive me? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, that's fine. I'd be tempted to have it one square bigger though. You could have the player choose one they like. That's not a bad idea. What I was going to do was kind of have different character cards and stuff. I do have an artist coming on board to help me develop this, and these again are all kind of placeholder images for these logos. And yeah, so there are going to be different player cards and different characters and things you can start with. So yeah, I reckon based almost on these ones. So let's make that. I actually might as well, just quickly, to be a pain in the arse. What colour do we reckon? Might do it black. Because that way, hang on, image, configure grid, white. That way, hang on. go digital. And then make that white. Okay. Right, that was 250. And then tie that to the grid. That's probably a little bit too big, isn't it? I'm too high for life, son. 200. Right. It's in the middle, isn't it? If I view the grids off. Nice, because you could also leave the image in the middle as a music stage, since the players could choose which part of the band they wanted to be, trying to be rock stars in the end. Yeah, man, that's a great idea. Also leave the yeah. I'm thinking there's got to be an expansion at some point where we like basically force people into performing like a lot of those awkward games like Pictionary and things like that. Yeah. Alright, so the next job will be, I'm going to take a break for a couple of hours now at least. I'll probably be back today to carry on with this. But yeah, the next stage will be basically going through, there are 6 different other tiles that I need to make. There's career, interaction, well, you've got them all here, hang on, they're all in the card catalogue. You've got career, interaction, creation, talent, finance and press. So I need to make all of those tiles next and add them to these lines, and I've already come up with the order of randomization for them. So once I've made the tiles, that should be fairly easy. Find various scenarios like a concert, a house, a company, the streets they could direct their career or the future engines, so you could give them more options than they could do in the game. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there are elements of like touring and collaborative productions and things like that in this game. So I think kind of having that as a central space for those activities to occur wouldn't be a bad idea. Wouldn't be a bad idea at all. Definitely bears thinking about. 1 second. Actually, what I'm going to do is bring that one. Where's my grid? Closer to there, and then this. Not that. Not that. That. So that's more. All of it's in the centre of the board. Don't look okay. Yes, that looks much better. I'm tempted to then bring that up a bit. Yeah, right, I'm going to leave it there. That's like part of it. That's the light part D&D. We'll have choices. Yeah, use the cards of the box, so it's not so linear. We have to be. Yeah, you don't. That's the. There is some open training. So the easiest way to explain it is actually probably to look at the careers. So there is kind of a linear career path, but then it's also flexible back forward, and also you can get perks, which means you can have more than one job. So you've got level 0, which basically either means bad news or means nothing for your player. You've got level 1 careers, which are just very basic jobs. Level 2 careers, you get into sort of being able to do live performances, record music, meet different people, take on different press opportunities. And then once you get into level 3, that's your professional career level. So you're either a session musician or a DIY tourist, and that will affect the different things you can do in the game. And in order to get to those things, you need to have other cards and have completed different steps in order to get there. And it's really all about player agency. So there's no instruction manual that says, okay, to get session musician, you need to get all of these things. What it requires is for a person to kind of incidentally go about their business, get all of those things, and then gain the opportunity to become a session musician. Because really, in the music industry, there's like this dichotomy. You're always trying really hard. You've got to try really hard, otherwise you're just set to sink, right? But at the same time, you're kind of relying on opportunities coming in, people noticing you and going, oh, yeah, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, and things like that. That's why agents and booking agents and things like that are so important in the industry. And I kind of wanted the player to feel like that. I wanted them to feel like, the career wasn't totally in their control. So it can kind of feel linear to the inexperienced player, but to the experienced player, it's not a linear game at all. They can take it in whatever direction they want. Then you've got level 4 career. Level 3, yeah. Level 4 careers are the actual sort of like commercially professional jobs. And then there's kind of like a gimmicky one at the end, which is celebrity icon, where you basically have to almost complete the game in order to even become a celebrity icon. You have to have gained pretty much all of these are either perks or end of game loop cards that you draw that you get to keep hold of. For instance, Nan's approval. One of the things that a player can discover as they play this game is that they can gain their Nan's approval, and if they do, it will give them a certain effect. And one of the effects it will give them is being able to become a celebrity icon. So I think that's pretty cool. And as you can see, there's all sorts of things there: Celebrity Waxworks, Public Statue, Magnus Opus, which is like the big track, like Hey Jude. That's based on, and then all the other ones here. So Badger, Good Bazaar, North Star, that's all linked to end game player attributes. So when you get your player attributes to a certain level, you can then gain these talents. So, oh mate, no, don't be sorry. No, I think it's really it's awesome. Like that we're chatting about it. I've been dying for people to chat to about this. Please don't be sorry. Like you're not at all intrusive. It's really lovely to kind of be able to talk this out and to have someone so experienced to chat to, because then if there's anything totally bollocks that you can spot, then you can go, that's totally bollocks, and I can then change it. But yeah, so there's careers, and that's pretty linear. But then there's other aspects of the game that are not at all linear. So, for instance, interactions are totally random encounters. There are 36 random encounters in the game, and they all relate to the interaction space, which will be on these runs here around the board. And the other interesting part of it as well, which I haven't said to you in particular, I've said to on a couple of these streams, is that when you roll a dice, you don't move to that number. So let's say you roll a 6. That 6 is now your movement allowance. So instead of going, oh, I have to move to the space that's the 6th space ahead of me, you can go, all right, I'm not going to. I'm going to go to like the 3rd space. Your turn does end as soon as you've moved, but it means that you're not limited by where you can go. Basically, you roll a 6, you've got 6 spaces then in front of you that you can choose one of to go to. If you roll a 3, that's 3 spaces, and so on. And I think that just gives a little bit more player agency as well, so they can kind of go, well, I don't want to land on Piccadilly Circus, I want to land on Strand, and they have the agency to do that if they get the right dice roll. So that's cool. But yeah, join me again. I'm gonna shoot off for a couple of hours. I'm definitely very, very high now, and I haven't eaten. So I'm gonna basically eat, get my blood sugars back normal, and then probably be back here. What is it now? 11. Probably be back here about 1 p.m. I'd say 1 p.m. this time, so 2 hours your time. Yeah, and we'll crack on and we'll do the basically activity tiles, the rest of the board, and then that'll be the board done. And then we'll call it a day there today, I think. But yeah, I definitely need to take a break for a couple of hours, eat, get dressed, have a shower and shit. So, but mate, honestly, it's been really nice chatting to you. You've been really great company. And I think this is the first time I've done one of these streams where I've actually had someone to chat to. So really, thank you for coming along. and do come back again. And thank you for being my only subscriber on the YouTube channel. I'm famous now. I'm totally famous. So, Mr. Mal Shen and everyone else watching at home on playback, take care. I shall see you very soon. Goodbye.